Hey, hey, hey. Happy Wednesday. Tonight, I am going to unbox and take a first look at Santa Monica from my friends over at AEG. So come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. No fooling. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope. Yes, that's right, presented by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. Do want to point out, tonight is Wednesday, April 1st. Yes, it is April Fool's Day. I am not fooling around on April Fool's Day this year. But it is April 1st, 2020, and this is episode 463 of The Daily Dope. And for some strange reason, I don't know why, but our little date isn't showing up here. It's like, what's going on? I didn't delete it. Anyway, all right, well, trust me. Trust me when I say it's the correct date. Well, you know, it's, things have been crazy, right? Things are kind of crazy. Things are a bit different. Usually I'm doing tabletop gaming news on the show. We're really not doing that. Talk about that in just a sec, because there's more big news that just broke today for the comic book and tabletop gaming industries. So I'll mention that in a sec. But do want to point out, if this is your first time tuning in, this is a very, very casual show. As I mentioned, normally just talking about tabletop gaming news and a little bit of pop culture every once in a while. But we're not talking rocket surgery here at all, folks. It's just hanging out, having some good times, having some laughs as best we can. Anywho, do want to point out, because this is a live stream, chat is available on YouTube. It's not on screen. One of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, like the notorious Dan from No Enemies Here. Anywho, but I do try to pay attention to chat as best I can, especially when I'm doing like reviews and unboxings, and I was doing my playthrough Dawn of the Zeds past couple of nights. So I try to keep track of what's going on in chat. So if you want to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question or comment, by all means, please chime in. I will do my best to respond. Of course, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Fight those trolls out there. And of course, subscribe to the channel, because if you do, ring that little bell, because it will not only notify you of when the Daily Dope streams live Mondays through Thursdays, it'll also tell you when I upload my standalone videos, which I will be sharing a few of those in just a moment. What's coming up? So, cool beans. All right, so as I mentioned, there is chat, and Dan from No Enemies Here is here. I knew that already. I was just playing around. Things have been quiet, though. They have been very, very quiet. Viewer numbers are down. I can understand why. I can completely understand why. A couple of things I'm going to get into before we start our unboxing and first look at Santa Monica. Do want to mention, somebody had messaged me saying, hey, Jeff, those of us who are watching the Daily Dope, we're doing it to escape the real world out here, which I can completely understand. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'd appreciate it if you don't mention anything about like COVID-19. Okay, so I'm not going to really apologize. I'm sorry if you don't like the fact that I will make a reference to the real world, which is what I live in. And I've been covering tabletop gaming for 10 years now. And I have always kind of based it in the context of living in the real world, right? I mean, come on. We're just talking about games and stuff. That's super important stuff. But anyway, it's not like I've been harping on this either. It's not like I give you like a nightly death count or some crazy shit like that. So I'm afraid I'm just gonna, if I keep closing the show by saying, be safe, stay safe, be smart, those things. Sorry, you don't like it. I don't know what to tell you. See ya. Bye. There are plenty of people out there you can watch who you watch their videos and it's all just, they might as well live in a bubble. It could be 1950 for all you know, and they just happen to have really good cameras. So just wanted to point that out. No, I am not going to. I don't harp on this stuff, but I do, mention it. And a lot of people out there are scared. A lot of people are worried. And they have good reason to. So I'm doing this on a nightly basis, except for Fridays. Just to kind of, let people blow off a little steam, have a little bit of fun. But I'm not going to pretend that the real world doesn't exist out there. I'm not an idiot. I'm sorry. Anywho, so enough of that. But did want to mention, so there was a big news piece today that Alliance game distributors, who are owned by Diamond comic distributors, had sent out a notice to publishers, so they're vendors, right? Telling them that they would not be receiving payment checks for this quarter because Alliance wasn't getting paid by the retailers. Ouch. That is going to hurt a lot. It is going to hurt a lot of comic book publishers out there because I believe it's the same thing with Diamond. I think Diamond sent out the same sort of letter, email, blast, what have you, to their publishers as well. Now, of course, like DC, Marvel, they can probably weather the storm. Image Comics with our friend Todd McFarlane. I'm sure he can weather the storm, not forever, but just for a few months. Plus, comic industry, a lot of comics are going to be just presented online, digitally. I believe Marvel and DC are planning on doing that. So I don't know how they're going to catch up. What they're going to do, if they're going to print back issues, I don't know. I have no idea. But as far as tabletop gaming, which is really our focus here, ouch, 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 ouch. Another comment I want to toss out there. Some folks have asked, how come I'm not railing against Frosthaven's Kickstarter? I posted on Twitter, I've tweeted this a few times, that, I don't think this is the right time to be launching a Kickstarter. I think, for one, obviously not Frosthaven, because they're at $4 million or something like that. Might even be more than that by now. But I said, I don't think it's the right time. I don't think it's the right environment. And I think companies are going to take a bit of a PR hit for doing that. That said, I am not going to sit there and rail against companies that feel that they need to launch Kickstarters now. Because I do understand that a lot of people out there, they can receive a lot of pleasure just backing Kickstarters out there, being all excited about the latest game. And of course, Frosthaven, Gloomhaven's, massively popular, although there's still so many people who want it who can't get it. But no, I'm not going to rail against companies because they're doing a Kickstarter. It's not my style. Not my style at all. All right, third piece of news, right? So, Stephanie McGaley, I believe that was how she told me to pronounce her name, from Stygian Fox Games, who produces a lot of very cool Call of Cthulhu adventures, mainly modern stuff. So that they did The Things We Leave Behind, which I thought was excellent. That was an anthology of adventures. So I had commented on a show. This is, I don't know, a month ago, maybe even a little more than that. I was talking about, there was a news piece about some new Stygian Fox adventures that were coming out that were available in PDF. And I talked about the pricing, and I thought the pricing was just really out of hand. I said, the company makes some really great stuff, but these prices are way too high. So Stephanie from Stygian Fox Games posted on the video, she commented on the video that I had very, very valid points and that they were lowering the price of their PDFs on Drive-Thru RPG. And they did by about a third. Because there were some shorter adventures, like 25, 30 pages, and they were like $14.99. And I was like, whoa, that's like, wow, that's what I'd expect to maybe pay for a physical copy, not a PDF. So how about that? Pretty cool. Granted, Stygian Fox isn't some huge company or anything, but I thought that was very cool of them. So hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe in the future we'll get a chance to do some reviews of some physical books from Stygian Fox. I've done 2 reviews of PDFs. They were a while back, and I try not to really do PDF reviews anymore since I've got Sammy on board, who I don't know. I think she's still doing reviews for me. So, but once again, so many crazy things are going on right now. It's okay. I mean, I'm not going to be like, where's some reviews, role-playing games? It's not that important. It's just not that important. Flaming Herons in chat. Jeff has the power to change things. Yeah, I have about the power to change a light bulb. That's about it. But it only takes one of me to change a light bulb, so that's okay. All right, what's coming up? Of course, this is coming up in just a moment. But I do want to point out, I had mentioned the UGG game that was coming from Germany. And I was like, I can't even remember the name of it last night. Here it is. It arrived. It did arrive today. It is the longest trench. Last trench. It is the longest trench. It looks to be a card game. World War I card game. It's got some solid designer cred too. We're gonna look at this tomorrow. We're gonna dive into this tomorrow. I'm gonna do a live unboxing, of course. What I'm trying to do is, along with the unboxings, I'm also gonna kind of try to dig into maybe how to play a little bit. Granted, it's not gonna be correct. We'll take a little bit of a peek, simply because if it's just an unboxing, the unboxing is gonna be 10 minutes and be like, okay, bye guys. Thanks for hanging out, gang. See you later. So that is tomorrow's show. I've got some standalone stuff coming. Got my review of The Crew, which I do not really care for trick-taking games. I like this one. So there's a hint. We're going to do a unboxing. I'm trying to think, maybe, do I want to do standalone of this, or do I want to do it on the show? We've got these 2 very cool looking. Let's try to get rid of some of the glare on these. Ugh, come on, dummy. That one's that way. Yeah, you gotta love the live show, right? Live show, Jeff. And I'm sober. I'm not doing a Judge Janine right here for you. I'm just drinking Diet Coke. Anyway, so I've got these 2. These are from 1985 games. These are like dungeon tiles. These are like game tiles. They're actually kind of heavy. They look very cool. You know what we'll do? We're going to look at these on Monday. We're going to unbox these. We're going to look at these on Monday, as opposed to doing just a standalone video, because let's kind of over this stuff. Of course, I also have this. I will do a standalone video because this will be pretty short. The Tiny Towns Fortune expansion. So this is coming soon. And as I've mentioned, every time I pop this up here, Tiny Towns was one of my favorite games of last year. Really enjoyed it. Really liked it a lot. I've actually had some friends from high school who I know on Facebook. They picked it up, and he and his, I shouldn't say friends, friend singular, picked it up, and his family really, really enjoyed Tiny Towns. They posted a picture. It was like, "Thanks, Jeff." It's like, okay, very welcome, very welcome. So we got some other stuff. We got stuff cooking. Just hanging around, having a little bit of fun. Hopefully, trying to in these troubling times, which I'm not going to pontificate for about 20 minutes, but no, I'm not. No, I am not. Last thing before we jump in, and if you are watching after the fact, I will actually put a timestamp so you can jump past my babbling if you want, and jump on into the unboxing. But we are going to be doing Call of Cthulhu. I'm going to use Fantasy Grounds, a little bit of Roll20 maybe, or Discord. So yeah, gonna do that. Elliot's on board. His wife is not, which is okay. That's fine. If she's scared, she just has to say she's scared. I understand. But I am talking to Cameron, my nephew, tonight. To be honest, I could use one more online player. One more online player. I think we're going to try to do like an episode 0 on Saturday. So that's what we're going to shoot for. I don't know if we'll pull it off. That is what we're going to shoot for. Alrighty, Viper Dave has arrived in chat. Good to see you, Viper Dave. Thanks so much for popping in. Hey, I have to admit, I was very, very surprised to actually see that 90 people, about 90 people, have watched the first part of the playthrough of Dawn of the Zeds from night before last. I was like, okay. I mean, because right now, live stream numbers are terrible. They're horrible. Hardly anybody's watching. Now, I do notice that there are a lot of people out there covering the hobby who are now suddenly streaming live at 7 o'clock Central Time. But yeah, numbers are way down. And I was like, 90 people watched the first part of that. Not too many have watched last night's. Probably because I had my butt handed to me. And they could see that coming a mile away on the Monday night show. So there's that. Okay, so enough of my pontificating. Let's jump on into the unboxing. Because today I am going to be taking a look at Santa Monica, which is from AEG. It is designed by Josh Wood, and art is provided by Jeremy Nguyen. I think that's how you pronounce that. I always get that wrong. So I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to take a guess at that. This game is for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up. Plays in around 45 minutes. I've heard about 45 minutes to an hour is also kind of what you might be looking at. It was scheduled to hit stores on May 1st. I don't know. Do not know. It will carry an MSRP of $39.99. So let's swing on over to the other camera. Boom! There we go. There's our segue right into Santa Monica. I want to point out that this box artwork is kind of very light colored. It has a bit of a flamingo color to it here. So this is the game box. It's got a little bit of heft, not a ton. So let's get rid of the shrink wrap on it here with the handy dandy hobby knife. So I do want to point out the longest trench. You may have noticed there wasn't any glare on it. That is because UGG did not send it shrink wrapped. So I was like, okay, all right. So why don't I pop in here for this one? Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Simply because we don't need all the real estate, right? We can do the unboxing. I can still be here and be like, yay, hey, everybody. So build your perfect beach. In Santa Monica, you are trying to create the most appealing neighborhood in Southern California. Will you choose to create a calm, quiet beach focusing on nature, a bustling beach full of tourists, or something in between to appeal to the locals? Each turn, you will draft a feature card from the display to build up either your beach or your street. These features work together to score you victory points. The player with the most points wins. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, so I do want to point out, ages 14 and up. I will mention that I do notice that a lot of times AEG will put a higher recommended age because of small components. Guaranteed that is probably something that we're looking at here. Dan from No Enemies Here had to rock on out. Good to see you, Dan. Hang in there, man. Stay safe out there. So Will Burton and Archangel Ortiz are replacing Dan in chat. So trade 2 for 1, huh? I don't know. 2 for 1? I would think a straight up trade for Dan. So let's crack this open. Anyway, as I mentioned, AEG will usually put a much higher suggested age on here, simply so they do not get in trouble with the law. So we got a rule book here. Let's take a look at what we got with the rules. Move this on over. There we go. Get that out of the way there. So not a lot to it. Not a lot to the rule book. Big rule book here. All right. So same flavor text, same kind of sell sheet info on the front cover. So we got feature cards. We have reference cards. We have starting feature cards. Sand dollar tiles. So it says these double-sided tiles feature different actions that players may pay sand dollars to use during the game. So we got 30 locals. We got 30 tourists. We got 8 VIPs. I do want to mention I have been to Santa Monica quite a few times. I had talked about this the other night. I used to deliver RVs around the country. So if you followed the gaming gang for quite some time, you probably already knew that. So I would travel all over the country delivering recreational vehicles. So a lot of West Coast, mainly West Coast. And I used to go to Santa Monica quite a lot. That's why I kind of got a kick out of the Will Arnett series that was on Netflix. It was sort of a dramedy. I can't remember the name of it. I liked it, and I watched it all. It was one of those shows where it's like, I can't say this is great, but it's interesting enough for me to watch. And I thought it was kind of interesting because it was shot in Santa Monica, and there were, it was kind of funny. I'd be like, oh, hey, I've been there. Oh, I was over near there. So we've got some footprint tokens. There's our sand dollars for 5 times sand dollar multipliers. We got a foodie truck and a foodie. And then we have a seagull, which is our start player token, and a score pad. All right, so it's kind of telling us what we have to do as far as putting this together. Let's try to get a little more light in there. Showing us our setup. So, okay, that looks kind of interesting. I must admit, AEG usually has some pretty interesting games. They're usually, I can't think off the top of my head an AEG game that I did not at least think was okay. Now, there have been some over the years that I thought were, that's all right. I mean, like Cheaty Mages. I was like, yeah, that's kind of fun. But I honestly, I cannot think of an AEG game that I was like, ugh. So yes, so Will Burton, when I was saying 2 for 1 trade, as far as Dan leaves and Archangel and Will show up, says Dan is 2/3 of regular size, so it's a good trade. So yeah, Dan, I have never met Dan. Dan does not look very tall in his videos, so I don't know. I have no idea. We got a game overview here, so we select and place feature cards. Use sand dollar action. Place the feature cards into your city. Well, I thought the city is Santa Monica. I thought we're just like each developing parts of Santa Monica. So we got the feature card breakdown. So I think every player is going to get something like this, right? So they're going to get a feature card. So that is like the big feature of their area, and then they're going to build off it. So we got a beach area here, and then this is the street cards. So we have location tags. We have local spots, tourist spots, businesses, sports, nature, and waves. Catching some waves, dude. I believe what you need to do is you need to kind of balance the appeal of your area to both the locals as well as tourists. So that that might be kind of cool. So gaining tokens, moving people, VIPs and footprints, the foodie and the food truck, and refreshing the display. Says if the front row has any empty spaces, fill these spaces in with the back row card immediately above it. Yeah, but how are you supposed to? I wouldn't think that'd be legal. There's the ocean here. It's like, wait, what? What? There's no ocean up there. Maybe you have to fix that. Maybe you have to make sure you move those around. Scoring the cards. So we've got different adjacency bonuses. We got chain bonuses. Unspent sand dollars will get you points. So I guess our little victory point marker is a sandcastle there. Scoring activity rings. I see we've got, we'll probably get a closer look at the cards. I'll actually zoom in when we take a look at the cards. But I see we've got like a ring around the chairs as well as the umbrella. Action and ability guide. So talking about the different sand dollar actions. I am going to take a guess. I'm not positive because we see here there are 8 sand dollar actions. So I'm going to take a wild stab that we've got the 4 tiles, they're double-sided, and you randomly determine what those 4 sand dollar actions are going to be. That is my guess. So every game will be a little bit different with what you can do with your sand dollars. And we got scoring objectives. And then we get the credits. Ding. So Josh Wood is the designer of Cat Lady for AEG. I have not played Cat Lady. A lot of people really dig it. I kind of got a kick out of the premise of Cat Lady. But funny thing is, that came out right about the same time as, isn't it Here Kitty Kitty from Fireside Games? I know that it's a kitty game. And one of them, it may be Cat Lady, it might be the game from Fireside. One of them is basically... The premise is you're all like competing like cat nuts. I'll try to get as many cats as you could from the neighborhood. Whoever ended up with the most cats probably would go to jail. But in the game, you were the winner. So here are these sand dollar tiles. And they're pretty big. That's pretty large. I do not have massive hands. But I don't have jazz hands either. But so dual-sided. So as I mentioned, remember, so each of these is different. Oops. Cut pretty nicely, just popped right on out. So for an example, pay 2. This is pay 2, take something different. So I'm taking a stab, and I guarantee it wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong about taking a guess at some sort of play mechanic, but I'm taking a guess. That is probably what's going to happen is you will have different sand dollar actions. So these are the featured tiles. So each player is going to get one of them, and there are 6. So one looks like it's an apartment complex. One is a post office. One is like aquarium store, pet store. This is the Bargain Villa. Or no, is that what it says? Bougain's Villas. I guess those are like more apartments. Is that a gym? No, that's just more apartments. And then the newspaper. So there we go. So we've got these. We got some tiles here as well. Got these here. Those are dual-sided. So we've got the 3 punch boards. Oops. Let's grab that. Let's see what else we got. So well, we know we got some cards coming up. So here's our score pad. Got a deck of cards. And we've got various different tokens. We'll take a look at these in just a sec. Let's zoom in a little closer. There we go. Make sure everything's nice and focused here. So here's our score pad. Good number of pages on the score pad. Just single-sided, though. Kind of surprised. You got to be honest. Games that have score pads, I almost never actually use the score pads. I just use some scratch paper. I don't know. It's just me. It's like, oh, I don't want to run out of score pad sheets. Okay, we got the deck here. We'll leave that for last. Let's take a look at what we've got here as far as the tokens. So these are the sand dollars. So these are wood. Feel like they're wood. With the little sand dollar symbol painted on the front of it. So we've got a few of those. Good number of those. Maybe what, about 25, 30? Okay. So we got locals and we got tourists. So the blue, I think these are the blue or the locals. I think they're okay. Yeah, there we go. So the locals have little sunglasses on. So little meeples for the locals have sunglasses, and I think the tourists have what, cameras? Take a look. They do. They've got cameras. So those are the tourists. That's kind of funny how they've got cameras where almost no one actually carries a camera around their neck anymore. Of course, I do. When I'm covering shows, conventions, and stuff, I always have a camera with. But most people are using their phones. Okay, here are the VIPs. I don't think the VIPs have anything painted on them. I think they're just green. Yep. Then we got the foodie truck. And we've got the foodie. Anything painted on him? Nope. Although, look at the size of the foodie. Oh, maybe you should kind of cut back on the grub, huh? I don't know. Okay. And these are all nicely made. So they will hold up to play. They are wood. They're not plastic. Or they might be plastic. They feel like wood to me. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards here. I'm sort of curious, because it's called Santa Monica. Are we going to run across anything that's kind of a landmark of Santa Monica? Now, we had the newspaper office, but I don't know if that was the actual name of, here is some of that, Garbage. I don't know if that was the name of the actual newspaper or not. It is, see, we're just messing around, having fun. Harwovica? Right there. I think it's Harwovica. So I don't know. The Harwovica Daily. I would think. Now, it might be way off, but I would think that maybe that really is the name of the newspaper there. Because why would you just make up a name like that and put that on the building? Right, so we're going to just take a look at some of these. So this looks like it's kind of like a gathering for like a wedding. Maybe kind of the same thing. There we go, volleyball, little beach volleyball. There's just pristine beach, little bird hanging out there. More pristine beach. 3 sunbather towels laying there. So far, we'll see. We'll find out. It looks as if, now, see, as soon as I open my mouth, I was going to say, it looks like all the artwork is unique on each of the cards. But it's not. It is a little different, though. It's almost like spot the hidden change. What's different between these two? Okay, so we don't have the wave, and we got the birds there. We got a shark. Yeah, interesting. Okay, just taking a peek at some of this stuff. There we go. So these are just these are just beach cards. So we got some sand castles there. Got a couple of surfboards. Somebody flying a kite. I noticed there isn't like a representation of any people on here. So I believe what happens is we actually put the people on these cards, the little tokens, little meeples there. I'm taking a guess. So that shows like who's being attracted to what. Yeah, okay, so we got that again. So that's supposed to be marbles or something. All right. So but everything's just a little bit different. Like this one here, now the waves are a little different. Looks like a broken bicycle. It's like, Jesus. Oh, that's kind of wild. So that is, it looks like that's a park for skateboards. I think the word skateboard. I don't know, it was weird. So last night, as we're taking a peek through here, and I was playing doing the playthrough of Dawn of the Zeds. It was funny because from Monday to Tuesday, I was like, I think a couple of things I was playing wrong, and I was actually utilizing some more advanced game rules, and somebody had commented on the video saying, well, yeah, when you get older and that, it's, you haven't played a game in a long time, it's really hard to relearn the rules and stuff. And I thought, well, maybe, but I mean, not necessarily for me. I think a big deal was, think how many games I've played since then to do reviews of. It's like, come on. You can't expect me to keep every single like game system completely in memory. I mean, come on. Oh, okay, so we got some t-shirts. Got pizza joint. California does not have very good pizza, I must admit. But that, of course, that's coming from somebody who lives in Chicago or Chicago area. I grew up in Chicago. So we got a squid shop. Okay. An arcade. Like apartments. That is a building for lease. And is that a music shop? Oh no, it's a souvenir shop. Lovebirds. And I was looking, I'm like, wait a second, is that Lovebirds? I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a gift shop. Souvenirs and that. Okay, so we got these. Fishes and dishes. Okay. It's like that's is it like a recycling place? Could be. Surfboard shop. Like just oh, here we go. We got some reference cards too. So yeah, so the locals are blue with the sunglasses. Tourists have the little cameras. So this is any type, any number of any type. There you go. Cool. We got the little reference cards. This could be really neat. I like games where you're kind of building a like locale. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the games that I actually, get a kick out of them. It's and I don't know why we suddenly got so dark with the video. Okay. But I was going to say like Carcassonne, I like Carcassonne. I'm a big fan of that. I also enjoy the what was the game that AEG just came out with? Walking in Burano. I thought that was kind of cool where you're making your street. So we've got the deck of cards. We've got the tourists. We've got the foodie, the food truck, and the VIPs. There are the locals. And we also have the sand dollars. And we also have the 3 punch boards. Might as well zoom back on out here. There we go. And, of course, we got the little rule book. Sweet. And that is what we find when we take everything from Santa Monica, outside the box, from AEG. As I pointed out before, this game is for 2 to 4 players. It is for ages 14 and up, although from looking at this, it appears that it's for 14 and up because of the little pieces. It does not look like you need to be a teenager to be able to figure out how to play this game. I'll tell you that right now. Might be a little more complex than it appears to be, but I can't imagine. I'm thinking it's probably like 12 and up. But God knows, 12-year-olds like to pop stuff in their mouth and swallow them. At least here in America, that's what they think. Anyway, gameplay is about 45 minutes. I have heard 45 minutes to an hour. It is supposed to hit stores May 1st, but as we know, there are no shipments going out from distributors. I do believe you can order this directly from AEG, though. And it does carry an MSRP of $39.95. I will have a review of Santa Monica in the very near future, probably within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. Do have to point out if something's not a solitaire game, a role-playing game, book, or something like that, I am a little slower right now on getting reviews out because we are in sheltering in place here in Illinois, so it's not like I keep running over to my brother's to go play with the gang over there. Anyway, but I will have a review of it before it hits stores. I can guarantee you that. Before May 1st, I'll tell you. Because who knows, it may not be in stores until August. And of course, on tomorrow's show, don't forget, I am going to unbox and we're going to take a peek at the longest trench from UGG out of Germany. And like I said, this is a World War I game. World War I card game. So could be pretty interesting. Like the cover. I think the cover is pretty interesting. Pretty cool cover. So that's on tomorrow's show. Of course, I always like to point out, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Fight the trolls out there. And subscribe to the channel. If you do, don't forget, ring that little bell because it will not only notify you of when the Daily Dope goes live, Mondays through Thursday nights, I'll also tell you when I upload some standalone videos, which I will have some this weekend. Probably a couple. We have a couple that'll be popping up later on this weekend as well. So Flaming Heron says, yeah, totally understandable, Jeff. Any videos are good no matter what the content. Oh, I don't know about that. It's like, oh, we're back? Thank you, though, Flaming Heron. I do appreciate it. And Will Burton, thank you very much as well. So, that's it for tonight's show. Of course, if you were watching live, and I know there's not many people watching live right now, and that's okay. Like I said, I completely understand. But if you did take some time out to hang out with me tonight, thank you very much. That way I don't feel like a complete doofus just blathering on into the ether. But if you watch after the fact, maybe even on Memorex, I appreciate that very much as well. Thank you very much. Of course, everyone out there, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night / Thursday morning, because I know we've got viewers out there across the pond who are actually, this is kind of like their morning ritual. Hopefully I get your day off to a good start. I don't know. But I will be back tomorrow. And of course, until then, be smart and stay safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel by clicking right here. And of course, if you want to catch up on past episodes of The Daily Dope, check out this playlist. And if you'd like to see what YouTube's recommending you take a peek at from the channel, just give a click right over here. Of course, I'm Jeff McAleer, and once again, thank you very much for watching.